Ladies and gentlemen, many people around the world know by now that Trump is hospitalized with COVID. And we have heard many things about his condition, including breathing complications. Now, I have a couple of people in my family with COVID, and just talking to them, I know how these symptoms work. Now, you're not going to go from having breathing complications 24 hours ago and today you're doing well and all is good. It doesn't work that way. So if he was having breathing complications 24 hours ago, he's still got that now. There is no experimental drug or anything that's going to change that. So this is the Washington Post, October 3rd, 2020. Live updates. White House Chief of Staff says Trump's vitals over the past 24 hours are very concerning. And of course, you heard from the doctors from Walter Reed, they're trying to paint this rosy, oh, Trump is doing great and blah, blah, blah. They have to come out and tell you this, but just look at it this way. We never got the truth before. It's very doubtful you're going to get the truth now. But COVID does not work like that. You don't go from having a hard time breathing and you got to go to the hospital. And then all of a sudden, 24 hours later, you're miraculously so much better. It's BS. I'm just telling you the truth. It's BS. The White House on Saturday created a startling amount of confusion on the timing of President Trump's coronavirus diagnosis and the status of his health through conflicting statements, injecting an extraordinary degree of uncertainty into the nation's understanding of the president's condition and who may have been exposed to the deadly virus. And you know what, y'all? These Black conservatives that like to cheerlead for Trump and jump up and down for him, they have gotten very, very quiet. You remember Candace Owens said that this was fake. She didn't say nothing. I went to Diamond and Silk. I looked on their channel, y'all. Nothing. Remember? Oh, they were just using coronavirus to make the president look bad. Yeah, remember that? Absolutely nothing. You ain't hearing a peep out of none of them. Okay. At a Saturday morning news conference, members of Trump's medical team at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center said the president's fever free and they are extremely happy with the progress he made. But Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, said Trump went through a very concerning period over the last day. The president's vitals over the last 24 hours were very concerning. The next 48 hours will be critical in terms of care, Meadows said. We're still not on the clear path of full recovery. Trump's medical team also suggested the president knew he tested positive for coronavirus earlier than had been reported. So they are saying that Trump actually had this over 72 hours before it was known to the public. That's what they're saying. Meaning the president could have tested positive as early as Wednesday, as the team refused to answer key questions about the president was first diagnosed and first systematic, and whether he had received supplemental oxygen. A senior administration official later confirmed reports that Trump was given oxygen at the White House on Friday before going to Walter Reed. Leading health experts. So what they're saying is, a lot of people are being critical towards these health experts. And, it is confusing when you have the White House saying one thing, that they're concerned about his condition and he needed oxygen when he was at the White House. And you got these doctors coming out trying to paint this rosy picture. It's all of the inconsistency around this whole thing. Loads of more questions than answers, quite frankly, tweeted Craig Spencer, a physician and epidemiologist at Columbia University Medical Center. We need clear and consistent communication from the White House. Okay, so all of these public health experts are upset because they're talking about the inconsistency of the reports that are coming out. Speaking to reporter Sean Conley, the president's physician, and Trump was just 72 hours into the diagnosis now, which means he was diagnosed Wednesday morning, more than a day before Trump first disclosed his positive test. Conley also skirted questions about whether Trump had received supplemental oxygen and declined to say what lung scans had shown. Confusion grew later in the day when the White House press secretary released a memo attributed to Conley that said the doctor incorrectly used the term 72 hours instead of day 3. Trump was first diagnosed with COVID-19 on the evening of Thursday, October 1st, the memo said, which incorrectly described the type of treatment the president received. Eric Topol, a health professor and director at Scripps Research Translation Institute, called the news conference very disappointing and evasive. The disclosure of the 72 hours from diagnosis leaves us with a significant time of lacking self-quarantine, but instead traveling to Minnesota and New Jersey. Yeah, if he was diagnosed on the 1st, why did you let him travel? Everything should have been canceled. So that means more people were exposed to Donald Trump. So he traveled knowing he had COVID. He still traveled. That's reckless. Okay, because I know here in New Jersey, he went to his golf resort in Bedminster, and the governor just told everybody that was there at that event to self-quarantine. Wow. So we'll see what happens. They're saying the next 48 hours are critical. So we shall see what happens as far as Trump's health is concerned. You know, whenever you got to go to the hospital because it got that bad, this don't look good. I'm just saying. Now, we shall see. All we can do is wait and see what happens over the next 48 hours with Trump's condition. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.